big puffy bubble gum. Gothic yeast flower. I'm really just telling you how I feel about the smell, give you a sense of it, the texture, what they might go with, notes, and I'll pop up some cool stuff too. Okay, I'm ready. So I made all my dilutions on the scale so I can knock all of those out. So I have 11 dilutions out here right now for me to smell. I'll be going through all of them. Most of them are at 10% dilution in ethanol, but I'll tell you if not. Okay, sniffing time for apple ketal or fructone, or let me tell you the very long other name. Ethyl acetoacetate ethylene acetal. Why would you say that? Okay, so apple ketal. Of course, it's appley. In the way a Fuji apple is, it's a more sweeter apple. Well, it has that sweet, watery freshness. Very Asian pear-like, actually. Asian pear ketal. For it, and then let's do Amyl cinnamaldehyde.
Looking concerned, but not concerned.
Bright, slightly sparkly, effervescent texture, that freshness, but it is not fruit specific. It does give me tropical fruit. 20% is a little weak though, to me. Weak moderate, weaker than the fructone at 10, so makes sense that this also is generally higher. I've seen it in accords maybe 4 times. Even if we just look at the rose accord listed in the Good Sense company, the Amyl cinnamaldehyde is at 0.2 versus Linalyl acetate, which will smell in the rest of this lineup at 0.05. Nice. Dihydrojasmone at 10%. And then Hydroxycitronellal at 10%. Little dipper. Little dipper. Okay, I'm ready for Dihydrojasmone, 10%. This one's has 11 carbons. He's a big one. Apparently, if you know osmanthus, the Chinese flower, which I love, it has if a gasoline flower apricot existed, that's osmanthus. Apparently Dihydrojasmone is in osmanthus, and this is a pretty big compound. So it has a long substantivity, 340 hours. So let's see. Okay, it honestly just smells like celery. I get celery from a lot of compounds. Let's see what these Good Sense people, they say fruity, sweet, floral, woody with a powdery nuance. And I think what they mean with woody plus fruity floral might be celery. But when this happens and I just get celery, I usually just bring the concentration down. So 10%, I'll try it at 1%, then maybe I'll get some of those nicer notes. But yeah, this is just my celery curse. I got the celery gene. Well, these compounds redeem themselves with hydroxycitronellal at 10%. Even just by itself, people say that it smells like a white lily, and I would agree. It is a good reference if you want to know what is a white floral, this sort of aquatic, melony white floral. Hydroxycitronellal. Personally, I don't like it that much. I love melons, but all these aquatic type smells. It is nice though. It has the green, fresh leafiness combined with an aquatic, freshly sweet type white floral. It is lovely. I think you would like it. It's just one single compound, but well-rounded. She's nice. This one, Ethyl formate. So I have him at 1%. The next one, Melon heptenal. I have him at 2.9%. You know, don't ask me why I did this. Just how I weighed it out to be. And it doesn't really matter anyway. Ethyl formate. Okay, so ethyl formate at 1% is very light, is alcoholic, but very, very lightly so. Don't think of like whiskey. Think of, you know, Maltai, like some, just like a strong, slightly sweet type alcohol. For those Westerners, let's see. Yeah, they say cognac, some sort of fruity type alcohol, but I think cognac is doing this compound a really like good service to say it smells slightly cognac-y. It really is barely giving me anything. It's sort of like if you could smell the gases that overripe fruit puts out, just a twinge of that, like a twinge. Okay, Melon heptenal, 2.9%. Honestly, I think for this type of artistic work, the order of magnitude is really what matters. So this is basically 1%, let's say. But it is pretty bad. Immediately I get melon and green, like the rind part of a honeydew, not the lovely interior. There is a sharp, cleaner type lemon peel in here as well. So not as lovely as the hydroxycitronellal. That sharp lemon edge can be either covered or blended better if you mix this with other compounds. So let's try apple ketal with melon heptenal. The apple ketal fructone dominates, while the little edge of, oh, a hint of green melon, or like, oh, a little zing of the sharp lemon peel, they come in, but you can mostly smell the sweet, bubbly, Asian pear-like fruit of the apple ketal. So both of them together remind me a lot of like a honeydew melon type Asian soda. Yeah, like melon Sprite. Yeah, you can just smell these and then drink a plain club soda. Melon heptenal, apple ketal liqueur, ketal de pomme, heptenal, melon liqueur. Let's move on. So I'm excited for Linalyl acetate. This guy is also in rose accords. Very common guy. He's at 10%. Some kind of peppercorn, but not the mustiness of it, just the sharp light pepperiness of it, and I think this is what people say is terpene-y, terpy, but it also has this background similar to like the Amyl cinnamaldehyde of it's just sort of a slight sweet, fresh blank, and then it becomes peppery. And before the pepper comes in, also the white floral type bland base. See how this is a very common compound to use. It is not sharp in a bad way. It's peppery and bright in a good way. It has a very clean, versatile, floral-ish, sweet but not sweet, just more of that pleasant air. Not sweet, but pleasant air. Pleasant airy quality. Benzyl propionate, banana. Definitely banana. 8 compounds, those are esters. Classically fruity banana type ester is more of the laffy taffy type banana, not a real banana, which I like. I love the laffy taffy banana. Okay, so finally we have a natural compound. This is Ylang oil at 10%. Unlike a lot of, let me tell you, this is Ylang. It's a lovely, beautiful little yellow flower. So puffy. So puffy. And bubblegum. Puffy and bubblegum. Big puffy bubblegum. Yeah. If you don't know what Ylang smells like, get yourself out there, and you can buy it. It is often expensive to get an essential oil of flowers, so go find a good reference Ylang product. There's that Guerlain, the Guerlain's Ylang. It's like sea spray Ylang, something like that. Ombrone d'Ylang, nice. Or just get that Method shower spray. And it has a bit of that sickly sweetness, which I don't think is bad. It is, I just call it a sickly sweetness. A sticky, honey-like sweetness. Like very seductive type, like entrapping you type sweet. And then it's puffy, puffy, puffy. Yeah, and if you don't know about white florals or yellow florals, a lot of them have, in addition to that sickly sweetness, also a slight poopiness, which is also a little seductive, or at least magnetic, pulling you. I think we are a little drawn to be like, what's that smell when it's a little poopy? Of course, not if it's like, oh, disgustingly strong, but if it's just a little bit, it activates our detective nose, and we're like, oh, what's that smell? I'll try it with that benzyl propionate, since if you saw my face, I guess these are the ones I like the most. Ylang Laffy Taffy. Please. You know those violet or orange blossom French pastille little mint candy things? Please. Let's let the American market get into florals and candy. If someone at Mars can contact me, like, this would be really delicious. Ylang, banana Laffy Taffy, tutti frutti bubble gum, slightly poo-poo, floral, honey, banana. So interesting that one compound, benzyl propionate, and then an entire essential oil from a flower can give similar levels of complexity. Of course, the Ylang oil is more complex. It has poopy, fruity, floral honey, while maybe one compound is not giving me the poopy. Very fun. Ethyl phenyl acetate at 10%. A little winey, alcohol-y, like the ethyl formate. And then it is a little like stenchy, stinky, like, yeah, like yeast or a dank. I'm imagining like when you're fermenting wine or beer, if you smelled the mass, the bulk, the lace, whatever the solids are, something dank and musty like that. And then with some of the fruity classic ester brightness as well. Dark Gothic ester. Good Sense says strong, sweet, rosy honey and balsamic, cocoa-like with molasses and yeasty nuances. Okay, I would say Gothic yeast flower. Imagine the carnivorous flower. This would be in that realm of a flower that is feasting on some decaying flesh and fermenting that into a sweet, sickly nectar that will trap you in hell. And the yeastiness is there, but not in a bad way. It is also a seductive scent. Really magnetic, I feel. A little strong at 10%, but seductive. Starting to get overwhelmed, so let's just move on to the next compound. This one, Fusel oil. It's another natural, not a single compound. Our last one for today. It is a little interesting. Most essential oils come from leaves, flowers, bark, but this one is the oil produced during alcoholic fermentation. It's just a byproduct of making whiskey and other distilled spirits. People think fusel oil is causing I'm sleepy, hangover symptoms, and yeasty, but not in a stinky way or a stenchy way like that ethyl phenyl acetate. Like chocolate bread, cocoa bread. Nice. Getting to my bedtime, but I'll do a few little combos on the scent strips. Sniffing does get me sleepy. I think it's just the concentration on cerebral, dreamlike state of describing something not academic, but still using my brain, gets me tired but not focused. So now I'm all sleepy. I am thinking of like a Russian black bread, of something very just hodgepodge. That thing has like, I'll give you a recipe from like Smitten Kitchen, you know, she married this Russian guy, so it has like caraway, anise, molasses, beer, rye, you know. I'm getting that sort of Eastern European, spicy and dark, yeasty. I do see these two going together. Fusel oil, Dihydrojasmone, creating something complicated, would go well with caviar and sour cream. Time to target the Russian market. Honestly, if I wasn't so sleepy, I could do this for hours. So 11C2 is 55, so that'd be 55 binary combinations we could do with these. And I just did like 4 right now. Okay, last one. Last one. Thanks for smelling with me. I hope you got intrigued. Thanks for coming to Club Smell. Club Smell.